Guys, according to the left, we have to have different, graduations, different Zoom calls, different parties, whatever, for white and black people. Because again, black people are so traumatized that they can't be around whites. When it was last week, there was a Zoom call that was held to raise money for the Democratic Party. And this call in particular was for white women only. And again, we truly have to recognize what is happening here. We are going backwards. And again, people, I hate to say it, but the feminism is leading the way. We have truly got to understand that. Again, it's not the men, it's the women that lead the way on this one. And again, we have to be kind, compassionate, whatever, to everyone, to everything. And the men, they're so weak and they're so beta-tized to where they believe it. They buy into it. But guys, I'm going to start off with one clip showing a school teacher that was on the call. And there were 200,000 plus people on the call. But this school teacher is telling you, as a white person, how you should treat black people. And again, she's white. She's basically telling you to sit down and shut up. Watch this.
Of over 1.5 million followers, is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am shaking to just be among such incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season. This is a really important time, and we all need to use our voices and influence for the greater good, but don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on. So do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized, and use the privilege you have in order to push for systemic change. As white people, we have a lot to learn and unlearn. So do check your blind spots.
The Democrats have never fixed nothing. And the reason why is because they can't be honest about it. They have never been able to be honest about it. I mean, again, they're telling white people, you can't correct a black person or a person of color. Why? Because again, they've been marginalized. That's not true. I mean, at some point in the past, black people or brown people, whatever it may have been, but not in their lifetime. So again, when you don't tell a black person the truth about something, if you're white, you're withholding that information from them. And maybe they need to hear it. And again, they're going to keep being wrong until somebody corrects them. But, again, you have to have white guilt. That's what they want you to have. And again, that's why things don't get fixed with Democrats, because they can't be honest. Again, they want you to tell kids that are 10 years old that believe they were born in the wrong body. You have to tell them, yeah, you're right. You probably were. Instead of being honest with them and saying, that's not real. That's not real. Again, you are a boy, even though you might be effeminate. You are, in fact, a boy. Or, vice versa, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, when you withhold telling somebody the truth, which is all about the Democratic Party right now, they are all about, again, not hurting someone's feelings, which is not real. Again, it's just feelings about something. Those feelings may be wrong. And again, just because somebody gets upset doesn't make what somebody else says less valid. We have truly got to recognize that. But again, the left, they're a bunch of little panty bitches. They truly are. It's run by a bunch of leftist women now. It is feminism. has gone absolutely nuts. But I want to show you one more clip with Ariel. And she is talking to followers about the environment. And I guess she's really, really talking down to people. It's like, man. Anyways, watch this.
Hey friends, it's time to share the Arctic now. Your turn is all done. Got it, got it. I know you like when people share with you. Well, you need to share the earth with everyone, plants, animals, and people. The White House had to take special action to protect 13 million acres of land in the Alaskan Arctic because the Arctic is a super special place. Yeah, people need gas for cars these days, but there are more respectful ways to do it. Taking things from super special places hurts nature. So let's turn your choices around and find ways to help the earth instead. Did you know places like the Arctic need to stay cool to keep our planet the right temperature? When you protect places like the Arctic, you are helping keep the earth cool.
Can you guys believe the inflection in her voice? I mean, again, talking down to people. I mean, apparently not a very good teacher at all. If you got to communicate that way, you're talking to adults that way. But again, the thing is, these people, they're 30 years old and they believe they know it all. They have the answer. They don't. They have no answer to nothing. They can't even make themselves happy. I mean, again, when was the last time you saw anyone on the left truly happy? I mean, again, without being given something, they're never really happy. And oftentimes, they're dangerous. That brings me to my next, to the next video clip. I'm going to play a video clip again from the same call from an American actress by the name of Connie Britton. But guys, watch this.
And, interesting. White women. I mean, here we are. I have to admit, when I was writing stuff down, I was like, Karens for Kamala? I don't know. Why is it so difficult, as Glennon was saying, to acknowledge and address ourselves as white women? But here we are. And I am so proud for all of us to be together. As women, as white women, we are the ones that have the privilege, of course, and we too have had to fight and continue to fight for our equality, our selfhood, our freedom. But we have whatever privileges our white male counterparts have had the mercy and good sense to bestow on us. And then whatever else of it we have managed to take for ourselves, often being led by, as many have said earlier tonight, the leadership of our sisters of color who have fought. And my life experience shows me that often as women, we have to blow our lives up in order to truly know ourselves, empower ourselves, free ourselves. This is because my life experience tells me the structures of the culture are deeply defined for us, and we must behave within the confines of these structures. Of course, these structures were created by men to benefit them, so oftentimes the only way we can break free from them is by literally blowing them up, which my life experience tells me often looks like bad behavior. But it is, in fact, an act of deep self-love.
This woman is dangerous. I mean, she is. I mean, again, she is advocating, tearing stuff up, burning stuff down, to, destroying. And again, this not going to help anyone, let alone you. Anyone. Because again, all you're doing is doing this big dramatic thing. You're kind of catering to your darker emotions. You're blowing something up in order to get attention. And that's what you want. And again, it's not real. It truly is not real. It's not going to make your life any better. It's only going to make it worse. But one thing I wanted to also bring up was, again, this woman is talking about basically pandering to women of color. And she believes that men, in a lot of ways, should pander to women. Now, she's going to say the men are the ones in charge. No, they're not. They initially were in charge, but they readily give their power away. It's not power from man, it's power from God. Again, men have natural leadership. I know it's going to piss off so many women, but they do. And again, they often give it away in order to be mamaed. They want to be mothered by their wife, by their girlfriend. So they give power away. They place a lot of women where they don't need to be. And again, I'm not saying the woman can't be in high places or whatever. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that right now men pander to women, and they have for many years. Because again, they have made women their gods. They pander to them because again, they want that love, that affection they get from that woman. That's what they want. And women, white women, again, they pander towards black women. Why? Because again, it makes them feel better about themselves. It's actually nothing to do with black women at all. They are pandering to them because again, it makes them feel better about how good, how nice, how noble they're being towards these women of color. And that's what's happening here. And again, that's why people, they all do things to pander towards others. They're wanting something from them. So again, whenever somebody is pandering to you, they're wanting something from you. But guys, I want to show you another clip from that show from Pink, the singer Pink. And here's what she had to say.
I'm not a person that loses hope, but I'm feeling like I'm losing a little bit of hope if this is what we're doing. And I don't understand it. And now I feel, not only on a call like tonight, listening to you all speak so beautifully and listening to the fact that $1.1 million was raised and that we're all really fighting for the right thing. We're really fighting for the right thing. And it's not about which candidate is perfect. It's which candidate is human and wants to keep us all human.
She didn't say really anything at all. Again, she said a couple of flowery type words that sounded good. But again, doesn't mean a thing. It truly doesn't. I mean, what does it mean to want a candidate that's human? And, it wants to keep you human. It doesn't mean a thing. I mean, again, technically, both are human. But the fact of the matter is, we have to truly understand in today's world, where everything is about how things look or how things sound, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Again, we're going to hire that black person over there with minimal qualifications over that white person that's got 10 times more experience and education or whatever. And we're going to do so because of the way it looks, the way it sounds. And that's what's happening here. And again, Kamala Harris, she'll say things, in such a way to where it sounds good. Again, she'll tell black people that she's black. She'll tell Indians that she's Indian. And again, it doesn't matter what she says to white people. They're going to vote for her because she's a woman of color. And that's the way things are. Again, people don't like Donald Trump all the time. They don't like what he says or the way he says things. But Donald Trump is an actual person, an actual human. He will say things even if people don't like it or it turns them off. He will say things the way they are or the way he sees it. And again, that's the kind of person we need. We need somebody in office that is strong enough to say what it's got to say. And Kamala Harris is not that. So again, it used to be that was human. Again, you said what you had to say. But now, being human is just another word for pandering. Being nice. Saying things in such a way to where you don't offend anyone. And that's what the problem is. And the men, they're not much better. Watch this.
Also, quick observation. They have Kid Rock, Kevin Sorbo, and a dolphin aficionado. And we have the Hulk, Samwise Gamgee, Luke Skywalker, and Mayor Pete just on this Zoom. That's pretty damn cool. I'm a white dude. That much you can probably tell by now. But I also happen to be a father of two girls. I have a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old. And I'm not sure if you guys can recall that feeling you had on the night of Tuesday, November 8th, 2016. I stood over my kid's bed and I wept. I wept because I felt like I let them down. I wept because they had the chance and we had the chance to have a female president for the first time in our lives and in the history of this nation. And instead, we put a man in office who not only disdains women, but whose own wife can't look him in the eye, whose own daughters seem to want nothing to associate him, to be associated with him.
What kind of man are you? I mean, seriously, if you're sitting there crying at the foot of your daughter's bed in the middle of the damn night because Trump won, I mean, come on. What's going to be more traumatic for your daughter? Trump? Or you standing there like a little girl in the middle of the night crying because your guy or girl lost? I mean, again, look at the last so many years. The left has put up, Hillary Clinton, 2016. They put up Joe Biden. I mean, again, he doesn't know what the hell he is, 2020. And now Kamala Harris, because Biden is stepping down. We truly have to understand there's a lot of estrogen in that party. And again, it's not good. It truly is not good. Again, man, majority of men, they still vote conservative, but these leftist men, I mean, again, you can tell there's not a lot of testosterone there. There's not. But the fact of the matter is, man, majority of men still vote conservative. Now, married women tend to vote with their husbands, but single women tend to be overwhelmingly left. And they make up the backbone of the Democratic Party. But this guy wasn't the only actor that is beta as hell. Watch this.
The idea that men can gather to talk about how we feel. Interesting, powerful concept. And to include all, we said in our invitation, everyone is welcome. That's a really interesting phrase. Everyone is welcome. You might hear it in other places. I'm pretty sure you can feel that it's true here with this particular political party and this particular candidate.
This is what I'm talking about right here. This whole idea of emotions being good. Emotions ain't good. They're not good at all. They're evil. They truly are. And again, if somebody's able to manipulate you to get you to do what they want, because again, they make you feel guilty They can make you feel horny. They can, again, you're controlled. You're trapped. And that's not where you want to be. But again, they're pushing emotional stuff. That's good nowadays. Again, that's what Pink was talking about. When Pink was talking about a human, she was talking about emotions, sickness. That's what she's talking about. She's not, again, she doesn't know any better. But again, we don't need to follow emotions on things. I mean, think about it for a minute. Let's say you're 50 years old, you're on a beach, and some hot 25-year-old walks up to you and wants to, get to know you, whatever. But you've been married for 20, 25 years. You truly get to remember your emotions, your feelings about that girl are not something that's going to lead to anything good. You've got to recognize that. People have got to recognize what they're doing is they're baiting you to drop your guard, to get emotional. Once you do, they have control over you. So again, all this stuff is sick. And it all comes from feminism. Every single damn bit of it. Again, the white people need to feel bad about what happened to black people 200 years ago. No, they don't. Recognize it was wrong, it was bad. But then move on that quick. But once you start getting wrapped up in feelings and emotions, the devil's got you. But guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
You son of a